JMJC Radio,
news,
sports,
wrestling,
and much more. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 8 of JMJC Radio. I am your host, Jeremy Shaput. First up, we have celebrity deaths. Lefty Drizel died February 17th at 92. He coached college basketball for the Davidson Wildcats from 60 to 69. The Maryland Terrapins from 69 to 86, helping them win the 1972 National Invitation Tournament. The James Madison Dukes from 88 to 97, and the Georgia State Panthers from 97 to 2003. Fulton Kai Kendall died February 15th at 70 from complications with dementia. He played in the NFL for the Atlanta Falcons from 75 to 84 and the San Francisco 49ers in 85. Don Goulet died February 14th at 73 from heart issues. He played in the MLB for the Cincinnati Reds from 1970 to 76, helping them win 2 World Series, and the New York Yankees from 77 to 78, helping them win 1 World Series. Jerry James died February 13th at 89. He played in the CFL for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers from 52 to 56, helping them win 4 Grey Cups, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders in 64. He also played in the NHL for the Toronto Maple Leafs from 54 to 61. And finally, Ken Plowen died February 13th at 88. He played in the CFL for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers from 57 to 67, helping them win 4 Grey Cups. Moving over to NHL news, the Philadelphia Flyers have named veteran forward Sean Courtier as their 20th captain in franchise history. Zach Parise is planning on hanging up his skates after this season. The Columbus Blue Jackets have fired their GM, Jarmo Kekalainen, after 12 seasons. The Pittsburgh Penguins announced star winger Jake Getzel will miss up to 4 weeks due to an upper body injury. New York Rangers veteran Blake Wheeler will miss the rest of the season because of a leg injury. The New York Islanders will host the 2026 NHL All-Star Game at the UBS Arena. And finally, the Pittsburgh Penguins retired the legendary Jaromir Jagr's number 68. Moving over to NBA news. The Charlotte Hornets president of basketball operation, Mitch Kupchak, is stepping down from his position and moving into an organizational advisor role once a permanent replacement is hired. New Orleans Pelicans guard Dyson Daniels is out indefinitely due to a torn lateral meniscus in his left knee. Miami Heat guard Joshua Richardson is expected to miss at least a few weeks due to a dislocated right shoulder. Detroit Pistons center Isaiah Stewart was arrested for assault after punching Phoenix Suns big man Drew Eubanks prior to Wednesday's matchup between the two teams. The NBA has fined LA Clippers forward PJ Tucker $75,000 for publicly expressing a desire to be traded to another team. The Milwaukee Bucks are signing Danilo Gallinari. The LA Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue was fined $35,000 for criticizing referees and questioning the integrity of game officials. Milwaukee Bucks star Damian Lillard repeated as the three-point contest champion, beating Karl Anthony Towns and Trae Young with a final round score of 26. Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry has defeated New York Liberty star Sabrina Ionescu in the first ever NBA vs. WNBA three-point challenge at Saturday's All-Star festivities. And finally, Mac McClung repeated as the slam dunk contest champion, defeating Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown in the final round. And finally, moving over to NFL news, the New Orleans Saints are expected to hire San Francisco 49ers passing game coordinator Clint Kubiak as their next OC. The Dallas Cowboys agreed to terms with Mike Zimmer for him to become the club's new DC. The Pittsburgh Steelers released quarterback Mitch Trubisky after 2 seasons. The KC Chiefs have signed defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo to a contract extension. The Washington Commanders are hiring San Francisco 49ers assistant head coach and running backs coach Anthony Lynn as their run game coordinator. San Francisco 49ers coach Ken Shanahan announced Wednesday that he's relieved defensive coordinator Steve Wilks of his duties following the Super Bowl loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chicago Bears are releasing veteran offensive lineman Cody Whittaker and safety Eddie Jackson. And finally, the Baltimore Ravens signed wide receiver Nelson Agholor to a 1-year extension. February 11th at the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers 25-22 in overtime to become back-to-back Super Bowl champions. The 2023 Walter Payton Man of the Year award went to Pittsburgh Steelers defensive tackle Cameron Hayward. The Super Bowl MVP award went to Patrick Mahomes, making it his third and making it Kansas City Chiefs' fourth Super Bowl MVP award. The halftime show featured Usher, who bought out Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri, Her, will.i.am, Little John, and Ludacris. February 22nd in NBA action. The Brooklyn Nets play the Toronto Raptors. The New York Knicks play the 76ers. The Magic play the Cavaliers. And the Pistons play the Pacers. Those 4 games start at 7. The Suns play the Mavericks. That game starts at 7:30. The Celtics play the Bulls. The Clippers play the Thunder. And the Rockets play the Pelicans. Those 3 games start at 8. The Washington Wizards play the Nuggets at 9. And finally, the LA Lakers play the Golden State Warriors, and the Spurs play the Kings. Those games start at 10. Yesterday in NHL action, the LA Kings beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-1, and the Colorado Avalanche beat the Arizona Coyotes 4-3. And in the Battle of New York, the New York Rangers beat the New York Islanders 6-5. Today in NHL action, the Anaheim Ducks play the Buffalo Sabres at 12:30. The Dallas Stars play the Boston Bruins, and the Maple Leafs play the St. Louis Blues. Both those games start at 1. The Canucks play the Wild at 2. The Red Wings play the Kraken at 3:30. The Vegas Golden Knights play the Sharks. The Jets play the Flames, and the Oilers play the Yotes. Those 3 games start at 4. And then finally, the Senators play the Lightning, and the Blackhawks play the Hurricanes. Both those games start at 7. Now, on to sports standings. Here are the current NBA standings. In the Eastern Conference, the top 10 goes as follows. The Celtics 43-12. The Cavaliers 36-17. The Bucks 35-21. The Knicks 33-22. The 76ers 32-22. The Pacers 31-25. The Heat in 7th and the Magic in 8th, both with a record of 30-25. The Bulls in 9th with 26-29. And finally, in 10th place, the Hawks with 24-31. And in the bottom 5, in order, we have the Nets 21-33. The Raptors 19-36, the Hornets 13-41, the Wizards 9-45, and no surprise here, the Detroit Pistons 8-46. Moving over to the Western Conference, the top 10 goes as follows. In first place, the Timberwolves 39-16, the Thunder 37-17, the Clippers 36-17, the Nuggets 36-19, the Phoenix Suns in fifth, and the New Orleans Pelicans in sixth, both with a 33-22 record. The Mavericks in seventh with a 32-23 record. The Kings with a 30-23 record. The Lakers with a 30-26 record. And in 10th, the Golden State Warriors with a 27-26 record. And the bottom five, in order, the Utah Jazz 26-30, the Rockets 24-30, the Grizzlies 20-36, the Trailblazers 15-39, and in 15th, no surprise here, the San Antonio Spurs 11-44. Moving over to NHL standings in the Metropolitan Division. In first, we have the New York Rangers, 36-16-3 record, 75 points, 7-game winning streak. In second, the Carolina Hurricanes, 32-17-5 record, 69 points, 2-game winning streak. In third, the Philadelphia Flyers, 29-27 record, 65 points, 2-game losing streak. And rounding out the top four, the New Jersey Devils, 28-22-4 record, 60 points, 1-game winning streak. In fifth, we have the New York Islanders, 22-18-14 record, 58 points, 3-game losing streak. In sixth, the Washington Capitals, 24-21-8 record, 56 points, 1-game winning streak. In seventh, the Penguins with a 24-21-7 record, 55 points, 1-game losing streak. And in eighth, the Columbus Blue Jackets, 17-26-10 record, 44 points, 1-game winning streak. Moving over to the Atlantic Division. In first, we have the Florida Panthers, somehow with a 36-15-4 record, 75 points, 5-game winning streak. In second, somehow the Boston Bruins with a 32-12-11 record and 75 points are on a 4-game losing streak. The Toronto Maple Leafs with a 29-16-8 record, 66 points are on a 3-game winning streak without Morgan Riley. And in fourth, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 30-21-5 record, 65 points, 1-game losing streak. In fifth place, we have the Detroit Red Wings, 28-26 record, 62 points, 1-game winning streak. In sixth, the Buffalo Sabres, 24-26-4 record, 52 points, 1-game winning streak. In seventh, the Montreal Canadiens, 22-25-8 record, 52 points, 2-game losing streak. And in eighth, no surprise here, still is Ottawa Senators with a 22-27-2 record, 46 points, 2-game losing streak. Somehow Ottawa still doing worse than Montreal. Moving over to the Central Division. The top four are as follows. In first, the Dallas Stars with a 34-14-7 record, 76 points, 1-game losing streak. In second, the Avalanche with a 34-18-4 record, 72 points, 1-game winning streak. In third, the Jets with a 33-14-5 record, 71 points, 3-game winning streak. And in fourth, the St. Louis Blues with a 29-23-2 record, 60 points, 1-game losing streak. In fifth, the Nashville Predators, 28-25-2 record, 58 points, 1-game winning streak. In sixth, the Wild, 25-23-6 records, 56 points, 1-game losing streak. In seventh, the Arizona Coyotes with a 23-27-4 record and 50 points are on a 9-game losing streak. And in eighth, no surprise here, the Chicago Blackhawks, 15-37-3 record, 33 points, 1-game winning streak, I should say. And finally, in the Pacific Division, the top four as follows. In first, the Canucks with a 37-13-6 record, 80 points, 1-game losing streak. In second, the Golden Knights, 31-17-6 record, 68 points, 2-game losing streak. In third, the Oilers with a 32-18-1 record, 65 points, 1-game winning streak. And in fourth, the LA Kings with a 27-16-10 record, 64 points, 3-game winning streak. In fifth, the Seattle Kraken, 23-21-10 record, 56 points, 2-game winning streak. In sixth, the Calgary Flames, 25-25-5 record, 55 points, 3-game losing streak. And where they belong in seventh place, the Anaheim Ducks with a 19-33-2 record, 40 points, 1-game losing streak. After getting absolutely blown out by Toronto 9-2 the other night. And no surprise here, in eighth in the Pacific Division, the San Jose Sharks, where they belong at the bottom, 15-34-5 record, 35 points, 1-game losing streak. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you for listening. This has been JMJC Radio with your host, Jeremy Chaput. And as my two sayings always go, always shoot your shot before it's too late. And always tell your loved ones you love them, because you never know how much time you have left with them. Goodbye, everyone. Talk to you next time.